What is up, guys, and welcome back to Switch 2 Next Gen. If you're tired of digital downloads and empty cases with download codes, I've got great news. Today, we're diving into 10 true, fully loaded physical cartridges heading to Nintendo's next-gen console, including one massive Souls-like experience that looks breathtaking on new hardware. Let's get into it. Slicing through the air with a motion-controlled sword or lining up the perfect spin on a digital bowling lane is about to feel incredibly precise. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort is bringing 12 distinct sports to life when it launches on October 22nd, 26. What makes this so exciting is how Nintendo is leveraging the new hardware. We are getting Joy-Con 2 mouse controls to pull off tricks in skateboarding, alongside tactile motion, tilting to pilot the prop plane over Woohoo Island. Even absurd new additions like thumb wrestling sit comfortably next to absolute classics like golf, bowling, and tennis. Whether you are rallying online with your classic Mii, or gathering friends on the couch with custom sports mates, this physical release promises to capture that chaotic, competitive magic that defined our childhoods. It is the perfect showcase for the system, proving that simple, kinetic fun never goes out of style. Sliding into the number 9 spot, we have a gothic masterpiece that is about to push the new hardware to its absolute limits. Coming to retail on October 2nd, 2026, Lies of P Complete Edition brings the full base game and the incredible Overture expansion on a single physical cartridge. Stalking through the rain-slicked Victorian streets of Krat as Geppetto's puppet feels spectacular, especially when you are custom assembling crazy weapons by mixing different blades and handles to perfect your playstyle. To keep those tight, punishing parry windows feeling responsive, the developer is giving us 3 distinct docked performance modes. Quality mode targets a locked 30 frames per second at native 1440p. Balance mode bumps that up to 40 frames per second at 1080p. But if you want ultimate precision, performance mode uses an upscaled 1080p resolution to deliver a rock-solid 60 frames per second. It is gorgeous, punishing, and entirely on the cart. Coming in at number 8, we have the ultimate physical preservation of a modern masterpiece, Stardew Valley Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Pre-orders literally just opened this month, ahead of its February 5th, 2027 release. This is not just a lazy reprint, it puts the massive 1.6 update directly on the cartridge. What makes this version so satisfying is how it respects your time and your wallet. For the first time, you can build your dream homestead with up to 8 players online or 4 players in local split screen, using the new game share feature to play together with just one physical copy. Managing your crops and placing furniture feels incredibly fluid now, thanks to precise mouse-style controls mapped to the Joy-Con 2. While it caps out at 60 frames per second instead of utilizing the hardware's 120 Hz limit, it scales beautifully to a crisp 4K resolution when docked. It is the definitive way to own Pelican Town forever. Coming in at number 7, we have a game that flips the typical fantasy warrior trope completely on its head. Wanderstop is launching its physical cartridge in just over a week on August 28th, 2026, and it looks like an absolute gem for cozy game fanatics. You play as Alta, an ex-soldier struggling with civilian life who ends up managing a magical tea shop. What makes this loop so satisfying is how tactile everything feels. You are literally growing and harvesting ingredients on a tight hex grid garden, then shoving them into this gloriously over-engineered wacky tea-making contraption to brew custom blends that match the specific emotional states of weary travelers. Publisher IM8-Bit is handling the physical release for $49.99, packing the full game on the cart alongside a fungus sticker pack and a double-sided poster. It is the perfect physical slice of cozy escapism. Sailing through a sea of clouds on the backs of colossal living titans feels entirely different when you are not squinting through a blurry, low-resolution screen. The digital version of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition landed on July 30th, but the true physical cartridge arrives on October 1st, 2026. This next-gen remaster targets a buttery smooth 60 frames per second, resolving the original release's performance struggles. Beyond looking stunning with temporal upscaling hitting 4K docked and 1080p handheld, the upgrade brings snappy UI navigation and lightning-fast loading. Best of all, you get to recruit a brand new rare blade named Momo, featuring 2 swappable forms and her own unique quest, the Home of the Soul. There is even a fresh Merc Assault mode where you directly control blades during mercenary missions. Aside from minor vertical sync drops during heavy combat, this physical release is the ultimate way to experience this massive adventure. We have reached the halfway point at number 5, and it is time to talk about the massive Warring Realms of Ionios. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition is landing on physical shelves on December 3rd, 2026. Swapping characters on the fly to fuse into giant, screen-clearing Ouroboros forms is an absolute rush, and this version keeps the momentum high. You are getting a brand new wave-based defensive battle mode, a fresh playable hero complete with their own quest, and newly voiced event scenes. On the technical front, it targets a buttery smooth 60 frames per second at native 4K resolution in TV mode, and 1080p in handheld, featuring cleaner asset rendering. However, players are venting serious frustration over the $70 physical price tag, combined with a $10 digital upgrade fee for existing owners. Still, for a physical cartridge containing this massive masterpiece, it is hard to look away. Stepping into the 4th spot on our list is a gorgeous sci-fi cooperative adventure that looks like a lost late 80s space anime come to life. Orbitals, launching on September 3rd, 2026, is built from the ground up for Unreal Engine 5 on Nintendo's new hardware. It is being helmed by Jakob Lundgren, a design veteran behind It Takes Two, meaning the cooperative gameplay is guaranteed to be absolutely stellar. You and a partner control Maki and Omura, navigating hazardous intergalactic environments using specialized tools like the physics-based Scrifook gun. What makes this physical release an absolute must-have is the brilliant game share integration. Thanks to a Global Friends Pass, you only need one cartridge to experience the entire campaign with a friend, whether playing locally or online. Studio Mascot provides gorgeous handcrafted cutscenes that sell this nostalgic hand-drawn universe. If you miss the golden age of sci-fi anime and want a deeply satisfying, physics-driven co-op challenge, this is the cartridge to pre-order. Landing in our number 3 spot is a massive treat for JRPG fanatics. We are less than a month away from the September 17th, 26th release of Trails in the Sky Second Chapter. This next-gen remake looks absolutely gorgeous, rebuilding Estelle Bright's emotional search for Joshua with stunning modern visuals and newly recorded voice acting. What makes this sequel so incredibly satisfying is how it bridges tactical depth with pure momentum. You get the deep orbit customization and devastating S-craft attacks you love, but now there is the brand new Brave Rush mechanic, which lets you seamlessly link character attacks during quick battles. Even better, you can carry over your clear save data from the first chapter remake to unlock classic costumes and bonus items. On Switch 2, this adventure runs beautifully utilizing SMAA anti-aliasing, targeting 4K at 30 frames per second or 1080p at 60 frames when docked. Best of all, this true physical cartridge features backward compatibility, meaning you can still play it on your original Switch at base performance. At number 2, we have a masterpiece of psychological horror coming physically to your shelf next month. Layers of Fear: The Final Masterpiece Edition is the definitive anthology stitching together the original Layers of Fear 2, and every single DLC, including the final note and the Lighthouse chapter, into one seamless narrative. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the gameplay thrives on absolute disorientation. The way the environment dynamically morphs around you in real time is brilliant. Walls melt, corridors loop, and paintings decay right before your eyes as you solve psychological puzzles from the perspectives of 3 obsessed artists. Meridium is handling the physical manufacturing alongside Bloober Team for its September 18th, 2026 release. While we do not have official performance metrics or resolution targets yet, having this entire Unreal Engine 5 horror powerhouse running natively on a physical cartridge is incredibly exciting. At the absolute summit of our list is the masterclass sci-fi tabletop RPG Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. Released on a true physical cartridge on June 25th, 2026, this stunning sequel has players living on the edge of space in the harsh Starward Belt. The genius of this experience lies in its deeply atmospheric, dice-driven mechanics. You are a rogue, synthetic consciousness managing a crew, but the real thrill comes from the new push abilities. These class-specific moves let you gamble your dice outcomes, forcing you to manage critical system glitches while tackling high-stakes, multi-cycle contracts. It is tense, smart, and looks utterly spectacular on the new hardware. The Switch 2 runs this gorgeous cybernetic art style at a native 4K 60 frames per second docked, and a flawless 1080p 60 frames per second in handheld mode. For physical collectors, this gorgeous cartridge is the ultimate crown jewel to own. 10 true physical masterpieces are locked in for the Switch 2, so hit that sub button as we drop right into it. Now that you know which upcoming titles are getting the true physical cartridge treatment on Switch 2, you'll definitely want to check out which of those next-gen games are going to absolutely melt your handheld screen. Click the video on screen right now